Hello, fifth graders. I'm excited to share the second Empowered Learning project-based learning plan with you. It will begin Monday, May 4th and will conclude May 22nd. Your first project-based learning plan focused on humanities, specifically on language arts and social studies, where you explored what it means to be free. The project-based learning plan number 2 has a focus around STEM, or science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, though you will still have opportunities to read and write. The guide begins with a note to you and then an explanation of the meaning of these 3 symbols you will see throughout the document. The first 2 will let you know to read or to watch something. The third one with the check mark indicates that you have an activity to complete and turn in. Next, we have this schedule that you can use to help you plan each day. On the second page, we see the first check mark, indicating an activity to complete. This activity is ongoing and will be turned in at the end of the project. You are to read for 30 minutes each day and then record the date, the name of the book, the author, and the time spent reading on the log. You may either type directly here in the document, or you can click on this link and type your reading log there. Now, anytime you click on one of these links to get a document that you can edit, you're going to be directed to make a copy of the document. Just click Make a Copy, and then you can type in the document. Right here above the reading log is a link to a book, How Big is Big, How Far is Far. And below that is a link to more reading materials from Scholastic Learn at Home. The next page provides you opportunities for math practice and to help you with your multiplication fact fluency. Page 19 of this document has a math choice board you can use to practice your math skills. A link to Prodigy is included for math practice. There are also flashcards at the end of this document you could print out and cut apart to help you learn your multiplication facts. On page 4, you will find the challenge brief, which provides some background and sets the purpose for your work. Underneath the brief is the driving question, which is, how can we use math and science to learn more about how animals live and survive? Next are the project requirements. For this project-based learning plan, you will conduct wildlife research, where you will be researching a habitat and the animals that live in it, such as the resources they need to survive in that habitat. You will also design and create a model of a habitat for animals, and you will use math skills to solve everyday problems. Down here, you'll notice in your project-based learning plan that there are 3 different support options. The first one allows you to read the challenge brief in Spanish. The second allows you to have the challenge brief with some audio support and additional text features to help you with word meanings. The third one lets you see your challenge brief with some vocabulary supports. So your project plan comes with these 3 built-in supports for you to use as needed. Part of learning and working from home is learning to become more independent and to find and use those resources that work best for you. The next piece is our empowered learning model. The work that you're going to engage in over the next 3 weeks follows this model. The model begins with the Ignite phase. The Ignite phase connects you to the learning. Its purpose is to get you interested and ready for the learning ahead. The second phase is Discover and Connect. In this phase, the learning will continue from the Ignite phase and will also include most of your research. The Apply phase is third. In the Apply phase, you will take your knowledge and apply it to design, create, or craft something in a unique and different way. The final phase is the Reflect and Adapt. This is where you will pause and think about what you have learned. What did you enjoy learning? What would you like to learn more about? What went well with this project-based learning plan? What didn't go so well? What would you like to do differently next time as you prepare for middle school and then high school and beyond? This is the type of thinking that will help you be successful. Here are the science and math standards from our Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills that you'll be focused on during this project-based learning plan. There are 2 science and 1 math. Be sure to pay close attention to this meeting expectation column. You will want to make sure that the work you're doing connects to the meeting expectation section of the rubric. This is the state standard for 5th grade level work. Of course, you can go above that by looking at the exceeding expectation column if you want to get that 90 or 100. Next, we have the project schedule with all the assignments and due dates. This provides an overview of what you will be submitting to Schoology. If there is a document you may use to complete the assignment, it will be linked here. You will learn more information about each of these assignments as you read through this guide. The first assignment you'll complete and submit will be your Personal Empowered Learning Project Plan. This is where you will review all the assignments and due dates and then map out time over the next 3 weeks for you to work on and complete all the assignments. Now I will walk you through the 4 phases of the Empowered Learning Model for this project-based learning guide. We begin with Ignite. To the left is a link on habitats and a picture of a monkey in its man-made habitat. Here you're going to find information on each of these habitats, including some of the animals that live in them. And to the right are some questions about habitats and animals that live in them to think about or discuss. You might discuss these questions with your classmates or your family or your teacher. After you explore the different habitats, you'll consider the habitat that interests you the most. You'll think about which consumers might coexist in that habitat and how they may interact together. Then you're going to read You Are What You Eat, which is about herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. You'll also research the characteristics of whichever habitat you choose and determine the different consumers that can survive within that habitat. This link will get you a web page which will also go over the different types of consumers. After researching your habitat and the animals that can survive in it, you will choose 6 of those consumers. At least 1 consumer must be a carnivore. At least 1 must be a herbivore. At least 1 must be an omnivore. 1 of the consumers must live in the water, and the other 5 consumers must live on land. You'll record your consumers in this chart. You can either use this chart in this document, or you can click on this link, make a copy of it, and then type in that chart. Then there are some area problems here that you can find on this next page that you can practice. You can get the full page worksheets by clicking here at this link. They will be on the pages following this chart. Next is the Discover and Connect phase. On the left, this first link includes a video clip and some information on structures of living things and their functions. The second link covers how animals adapt to their habitats in order to survive. And then on the right, you have questions to think about or discuss. Then you'll click on this link to read about ecosystems. And here you'll find information about Activity 2, where you will be researching the resources, food, structures, and functions of your 6 consumers that are necessary for their survival in the habitat. You will record the information by either clicking on and making a copy of this linked chart, or you can type directly in this chart. And that brings us to the Apply section, where you will take the information you learned about habitats and the resources necessary for your consumer survival and apply it to a habitat that you will design and create. First, you'll watch these two videos over perimeter and area, and then think about or discuss the answers to these questions. It includes a link to a song on YouTube about volume. Then you will read this section about designing a habitat and creating a model using perimeter, area, and volume. There are 3 activities for you to complete and submit in the Apply phase. The first activity, Activity 3, is to solve problems related to perimeter and area. You can find the problems by clicking on either one of these links. There is also a math chart here with the formulas for calculating perimeter, area, and volume for you to reference. For Activity 4, you will use these clues to calculate the missing side lengths. You may type the missing side lengths in the table here in this document or in a separate document by clicking this link. You may also click this link for a reminder of how to calculate unknown side lengths. And here on this next page, you'll find a video to watch about representing and solving problems related to volume and a link to some full-size worksheets for volume practice. Then you will solve these 2 problems related to the capacity of an aquarium and the volume of the water that's in it. Activity 5 is where you will design and create a model of your habitat. You can draw your habitat on paper, you can design it on a computer, or you can create a 3D model using materials at your home such as Legos or modeling clay. Whichever option you choose, remember to create it according to the needs of your consumers living there and to make sure that you label everything. And that brings us to Phase 4, Reflect and Adapt. Here you have some questions to think about or discuss, and then some more questions to consider as you think about your project. Though this reflection is located in the final phase and isn't submitted until the end of the project, it can serve as a guide for you as you complete your activities. Before submitting each activity, scroll to this reflection to see if you need to go back and make any adjustments to your assignment. And then after Phase 4, at the end of the PBL document, you can find the language and learning support as well as questions for enrichment. You can also find vocabulary support, definitions for math and science terms on this page, spelling, a math choice board that was talked about on page 2 of this document, and the flashcards that you can print and cut out to use to practice learning your multiplication facts. Well, this wraps up the overview of your project-based learning number 2. We look forward to seeing your assignments as you upload them to Schoology. Reach out to us anytime. Have fun!